Only God can judge you. Only God can judge you.
What's good, y'all? I'm Rashid, and today we're going to talk about myths of the Bible. So, one of the myths growing up that me and my brother encountered was the phrase, only God can judge me. Only God can judge me. Which is true in some aspects, but there's two sides to every equation. Today I'll be talking about the first part. She will give his input on the second part. See what y'all think. So, only God can judge me. That's the statement of the century, right? You know, you hear a whole bunch of musicians say it.
Yep.
Whole bunch of celebrities say it.
Yup.
It's always dealing with when somebody's talking about decisions that they're making. You know, it's true. Only God can judge you. Only God can determine where your soul is going to end up at the end of the day. Am I right?
I think so.
Okay. But let's see what judgment is. You know, judgment is separating good from evil, right from wrong, right? Not anything else besides that. Okay. So in Ezekiel 33:8, God tells Ezekiel, the prophet, he tells him, warn the wicked of the consequences that come from their actions. If you don't warn the wicked of their consequences that come from their actions, the blood will be on your hands. You know, we see a lot of these situations happening in our everyday lives. You know, we got friends that do some crazy things, I'm not about to lie. You know, invite us to crazy places. And some of the times we got to sit back and be like, hey man, I don't think you should be doing that. It's not going to help you out. You know, and some of the times they'll be like, oh, we don't want to hang out with the twins. They're judging. They always judge us. You know, but what do I look like? You know, what do I look like saying, hey man, keep drinking that alcohol, man. I just want to see you do good. Keep drinking that alcohol. You know, at the end of the day, it's not going to be helpful to them, right?
Beautiful.
The same way that I would say, hey man, you know, if I'm teaching somebody how to drive a car, hey man, make sure you put your seatbelt on, man. When you get on the freeway and when you get in the car, actually, as soon as you get in the car, put the seatbelt on. You know, I want to warn them and say, hey man, if you don't put the seatbelt on, there's consequences if you get into an accident, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's important to say, hey man, you know, I'm not really trying to judge you. I'm just trying to warn you of things to come if you don't do the right thing, right? So what do you think about that?
I think I agree with everything you said. Some of it was crazy, but I think like the important thing that stood out to me, what he was saying is like the reasoning behind what he was saying. Like so, like the car situation, like, hey man, make sure you put your seatbelt on, so just in case something happens, that we don't get hurt worse than we should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming from my standpoint, I think something that relates to me a lot is people judging me in my relationships. So like they'll look at me from the outside, right? Not knowing anything about my relationships. And they'll say, hey man, like your relationship's gonna fail. Like they'll be like, hey, maybe you're just a little too serious. Maybe you need to lighten up.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys are doing things like a little too strict. Like maybe she wants to have fun. Or I'm like, man, like, okay. And they tell me a lot like, it's gonna fail, bro. Like I've been there, I've done that. So I'm like, all right, so I get what you're saying, but when are you gonna tell me what to do? You know what I mean? A lot of times we come at people, and I've done this before too. Like I've judged people before in the wrong manner. There's a right manner to do it though. But I've come at people before and been like, hey man, you tripping, man. You ain't doing what you're doing. But I would never give them the tools and the details to be like, hey man, go down this way. This is what you should do. This will lead to success. Instead, I'm just determining what's gonna happen at the end for their situation, which is the wrong way to go about it. So
Yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of the judgments that we make come based upon appearance.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as soon as we get on this video, y'all probably already saying, hey man, he's ugly, or why is he wearing a hat, and why he got a bald head, and you know, stupid things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, we all initially make judgments based on things. So at the end of the day, we have to really separate and say, you know, am I making the judgment? Am I separating good from evil? You know, that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. You know, you don't ever want to make it about, you know, this looks right and this looks wrong. It has to be absolute, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, speeding, you know, through a stop sign is not good. That's absolutely true, right? So I'm not judging you and saying, hey man, you are bad at driving. I'm saying that you're bad at following the directions of the law.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? There's consequences if you don't. You know, somebody can get hurt, or you can get your license pulled out, right?
I feel it.
Simple things, right?
Yeah.
I think another thing, you know, that we see with judging is that, you know, we take it as a negative thing. Why is this person attacking my character? Like, why is he commenting on my situation? Some of it's blown out of proportion. You know, a lot of people like to comment on people's situations. You know, a lot of single people like to comment on other people's relationships.
Yes.
And they ain't never had a successful relationship in their life. So, you know, sometimes you gotta be like, hey man, you know, this dude tripping, you know what I'm saying? This dude tripping. I don't know what he talking about. You know, sometimes it is like that, you know, but most of the time it's people pointing out things that you know is obvious to you that you haven't addressed yet. You know, some people might be like, hey man, don't you teach kids how to be leaders? Why you cussing and what you wearing? Like, what do you be doing on the weekends? And you know, you could be like, man, you hating, you judging. But at the end of the day, it's kind of true, right?
Yeah.
What you think?
I mean, it's a harsh reality, of course, but I think like if you really think about it, if you had no one in your life to hold you to the standard that you wanted to call yourself to, how successful will your life turn out? You know what I mean? Like he said, judgment in our day, in our era, is like a negative thing. But I know for me, the most growth that I've had is someone always checking me and always like, hey man, make sure you stay within your standard, make sure you stay within your boundary. Like, this is what you wanted, so I'm gonna hold you to it. So I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, I think like the biggest thing that he said was, you know, holding you to that standard that you set. You know, a lot of people like to say, hey, they tell people their dreams. Hey man, I want to be the best musician. I want to graduate from college. I want to do these things. And you know, you got friends that are real with you and check you and like, hey man, whatever you're doing right now, that's not helping you get to that goal that you want to set. And you know, you might be hurt over those statements, but your friend is keeping it real with you, man. Like, you know, you might see it as a negative judgment, but he's critiquing you. He's not criticizing you. You know, they're critiquing you to those values that you placed. They're not criticizing you and trying to say, hey man, this ain't gonna work for you ever. I'm just hating on you. They're not doing that. You know, they're just trying to keep you on that path that you set for yourself. So I think that's important.
That's
too.
a real one right there. That's a friend.
Yeah, that's the OG.
So Sheem, like, we hearing what you saying.
Yeah.
But what's some advice that you would give us, like?
You know, some advice that I would give is, you know, going back to understanding, is this person critiquing me or are they criticizing me? You know, it's the rapper Bizzle, you know, he said, if I know what's on the other side of this wall, you know, it's something evil, or, you know, at the end of that road, you know, it's a cliff and it drops off and I know that it ends there, and I see you walking down that path and I don't say anything, I'm a hater. Right? I'm a hater. If I know that there's some danger and there's some negative things that come from, you know, the direction that you're going and I don't say anything and I've been down that road myself, I'm a hater. Yeah. You know, that's definitely like a person that, you know, you don't want to be circling. But, you know, if a person is critiquing you and being like, hey man, I don't think you should go down there. You know, I've been down that road myself. I don't think that's the best thing for you. You know, just giving you some heads up. You know, I think that's critiquing. So I think you have to distinguish between critiquing and criticizing, you know, and letting people show their true colors in those situations. You know, is this person really criticizing me? Or, you know, are they critiquing me because they're my friend?
Yeah.
What would be an action step that you would give them for the week?
I would just say, like, just really ponder on what they say. Like he said, just to bounce off what you said, like, check their advice with your standard, and hopefully that works out for you. So that's my advice.
All right, y'all. Have a good week. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.